preparing. So anyway, kind of looks like we're here. All right. So I'm Robert,
I'm Chris.
and this is GHTR Underground. Tonight, I kind of want to go over a few things, things that have been bothering me for the last couple weeks. Believe me when I say this, I do not want to. I don't like political talk on here, but this is that's why we created GHTR Underground. It won't interfere with our late night with Rob and Chris, and we're still getting ready. That's kind of what I was showing you earlier, how it would work. I could literally show the music, let people watch it. We could stop it, talk about it, and then restart it again. Pause it and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I've been working on. So we have that opportunity to do that. Better put my mic in front of my mouth. So anyway, uh, so what do you think about what's been going on lately in our pitiful government?
There are certain people that should not be holding offices. Uh, if I had a job and I went to work and I was on drugs or drinking, I would be fired. Why are politicians, particularly certain female politician I'm referring to, Nancy Pelosi, how can she get out there and act the way she does and then constantly make the president sound like he's incompetent? Everything she does, she tries to undermine the president. She was in certain countries like Saudi Arabia and tried that with the king, she'd be,
Yeah, well,
you know, I, you asked me my question on that. She should not, and other people like that, should let the president do his job because he was doing an amazing job.
mm-hmm.
They're constantly trying to do bullshit stuff, pardon the French, and blame him on everything. Just like the other day where she went and got her hair fixed, and then they set me up. You went and did it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
but she doesn't see it that way. She sees it if she was really like set up, and
she's deranged.
which I think it's pitiful to be honest with you.
I
Um,
understand is how anybody could even support this lady. There most people I ever hear from absolutely can't stand the ground she walks on, but there are a few people that praise her. I'm like, are you serious? But then when you think about it, I remember seeing 7 foot tall vaginas running down the street screaming, "Trump is weird." Okay,
I've seen some pretty crazy things. Here's what's bothering me right now. First, what's bothering me is basically the setup is what the Democrats are doing right now. They're withholding money from the American people. Let's just say Nancy Pelosi is doing it right now. Um, President Trump wants to he wants to honestly give the American people just a little bit more than $1,200. He wants to be generous with the money because he knows that we've been suffering a long time. But Nancy Pelosi's holding it up because she wants her money to pay for struggling democratic governments in the states, like all the states that had all the riots. We're supposed to rebuild their cities. We're supposed to.
that's insane. That right there. If you're going to be a governor and a mayor of your state and your city, and you're going to let people come in there and do this, and not allow Trump to bring the military in, the guard, if you can't control it yourself, he could easily walk in there with the National Guard and fix it overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Your governors and mayors don't want that. And then you look at all the people that are homeless, jobless in these states. They're destroying their own state. And you got somebody that's trying to help you out, and then you don't let him. And then you talk bad about him.
There's something wrong with that picture, right?
Very wrong with that picture. You don't have to be Democrat or Republican or liberal. You could be anybody and see there's a problem right here. You know, that's crazy.
So don't you kind of think in a way, think about it this way. Don't you think isn't it against the law to threaten the president's life?
against the law to threaten anybody, especially the president of the United States. That's a
Okay.
very serious
Right. So we've got actors, we've got people who are, these movie stars who are, wanting to have them executed, assassinated, blowing up the White House. And on top of that, they're bailing out these Antifa people who are causing problems. And then when one of these little bastards get killed or shot, they become suddenly the victims.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, you do realize.
Even the Bible tells you in the end times, if this is our end time, which we'll never know that, but if it were the end time, it tells you the good will be seen as bad and the bad will be seen as good. What?
Okay.
I mean, right now, I mean, everything that is good is being looked at as bad. Look at all the stuff that's happened with our economy and all the jobs, and then COVID hits, and they even try to blame that on Trump. And Trump shut down travel from China to America back in January. And the guy Joe Biden was sitting there criticizing Trump for doing that. Now they're criticizing Trump because he didn't do it earlier than that.
These people, the thing about it is I don't blame all Democrats. I don't blame them all.
I don't blame Democrats either. I mean, I was a Democrat my entire life. The only time I changed my side was in 2016. And I was standing in Cebu when Trump took the presidency, which I already knew he was. And it was so hysterical because I was standing in Cebu and watching the news. Everybody's like, "Oh, he'll never be president. He'll never." No, come on, is this comedy?
They have so many of those montages on YouTube of everybody saying he'll never be president. And then what really got me is when crotchety Hillary frickin' released her book, Madam President, hours before she even was, and then
She had the big fireworks show in her name.
yeah, I know. Yeah, the thing about it is it's complete bullshit. The thing about it is, I think we're seeing a historical moment here. In my opinion, here's what I think we're seeing. I honestly believe that Donald Trump has done what he said he wanted to do. He wanted to show the corruption, which is on TV every day. I mean, the funny part about it is you never heard him bitching about you never heard him complaining about the riots and looting and all that other stuff. Then suddenly, when the polls start to dip in the Republican favor, suddenly they're all out there going, "Yeah, you shouldn't be rioting. It's not okay to riot." It's like these people are like stupid. And then, of course, Nancy Pelosi going and getting her haircut. Now, listen, I want to say something about that. Regardless of what anybody says, Chris, her getting her haircut was no big deal. Not at all. But what made it a big deal was the fact that this dumb woman, she's got to be stupid. I mean, I can't think of anything. If she would have just came out and said, "You know what? I made a mistake. I'm sorry. We're only human. I'm sorry."
Just make it even more honest. I was so drunk I forgot to wear my.
No, I don't think it was, even if it was that. I don't care about that either. But what I do care about is the fact that she turned around and said she was what?
It'd just be more funny. It's like when you pull up to a red light and you look over, it says, "I need money for a hooker and drugs." Okay. At least the guy is being honest about it.
Well, the thing that, like I said, the thing, if she would have just came clean, but yet she says that she was framed, she was set up, and then she goes and turns around and makes this woman's life a living hell.
Yeah, she's getting death threats over it.
And so, uh, it really makes you wonder. But what really gets me the most, God, what gets me the most is, isn't there anything that we can do to stop these people? And the only thing I could think of is voting them out, getting rid of them, getting rid of the whole Democratic, putting them people away and holding them 100% responsible for what's happened.
Look how they try to impeach Trump. I mean, they were after him from day one. These people are the ones doing all this. I mean, they're the ones making all this problem. You know, if Trump would have came into office like, here's one thing we're not going to do. We're not going to build the wall. Nancy Pelosi would have been, we're going to build that wall. I don't care what Trump wants. We're going to build that wall. Can I have another drink?
Yep, 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 yep. You know what? And it's true. It's just like um got to give Kaylee McEnany applause.
She's awesome.
She's a little freaking pistol. It's like she don't take no crap. Can you imagine living in that household?
Well, the thing is, when Trump had these people for those positions, what was the other lady's name that had all the threats on her?
Sarah
Sarah,
Huckabee.
Sarah Huckabee. She was awesome. And then they put all these people after her and her family. So then this girl you're talking about now replaced her in a way. She's very intelligent, very intelligent. She gets the media on their toes all the time.
Yeah, they don't like her.
No,
They
they don't.
make fun of her because she has a book that has tabs on it. And she's always prepared. If you ever see when she starts hearing the question, she's flipping pages, going to that section. She's prepared for any question that those reporters have. You know, and the thing about it is I've watched her I've watched every one of her uh what do you call it? You know, whatever you want to call it, but I've been there every single one. And she doesn't let him push her around. Even when the woman called her a lying bitch right on public TV, called Kaylee a lying bitch. She wasn't lying, she was telling the truth. And you ever notice now when they go to ask Joe Biden questions, they're all like really soft questions and stuff like that.
Joe, what year are you going to run for president? I'm thinking about running by 76. What are you talking about, Joe? Joe Biden is now all of a sudden Christian. I've seen that the other day where he was talking about somebody said that he may win the election due to the Christians going on his side because of where he's so Christian. I'm like, where in the world you come up with that at? You don't go around killing babies and think that you're this saint.
So one of the things I want to talk about is this. Um Something that's been bothering me heavily. And you know, being I look at a lot of Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And a couple weeks back, 3 weeks ago maybe, I was watching this reverend from a church. He came on YouTube and he was talking about uh, basically the political side of what's going on. And he's in church and he's walking and he's telling his people, his congregation, he's telling them, listen, if anybody is in this church right now that is supporting the evil that is in the White House right now, I really want you to get up and walk out of this church
Wow.
because you are a part of Satan's great plan. Well, my top blew because first and foremost, we do not bring religion into our churches. We don't divide. So it brought up a good question to my pastor at my church. I says, are we divided in our church? Are we divided? You don't know that. You don't have an answer for that. Nobody has an answer for that. So he says to me, he would like to think that people could draw the line between their political views and God's path. But do you realize how impossible that is? Because even though you believe in God, you walk into God's path, okay, you should not choose to judge anybody's political views. because God doesn't judge you. But here's the point I'm trying to make in this is no matter how you look at it, everybody's entitled to their political views. And I don't have a problem with that. Story of a man who basically he walked into a church. This is here in Grand Haven. I think I told you about this. He walked into a church. He goes to church every Sunday. It's casual clothes. He's wearing casual clothes, and he just happened to have a Trump 2020 T-shirt on. He didn't have any thought in his mind. He wasn't making any political statements. It was the shirt that he was going to wear that day, no matter what. He walked into the church, and he was talking to the same people who he has always talked to every Sunday. But then a group of people come up. When I say a group, maybe 2 or 3 people, and they literally says, shook his hand. I'm sorry, I got to turn my ooh off there. Anyway, so um, they shook his hand and they were really graceful, and they said, "We're going to have to ask you to leave." And he goes, "Why?" He goes, "Well, that's inappropriate what you're wearing right now." Boom, I exploded again. And here I am back talking to the pastor, talking to the youth pastor, and all this other stuff. And I'm asking, I'm going, is there division within our church? And they don't have an answer. All they have is, we would like to think that Christians wouldn't make a judgment between someone with the way that they follow. Do you hear what I'm saying?
A cat will always go after a bird. That's just the nature of the cat. A human's nature will do the same thing. We go after the things of interest, of topics to us, and we're going to be divided by it. And it doesn't matter if it's Dallas versus Pittsburgh football game or Trump versus Joe Biden. That's just the nature of humans. But what gets me is the nature of the beast that they're going for. When you take somebody and you say that you're going to raise your taxes, you're going to do everything in the world to destroy what you have, you're going to change everybody's laws, and even they're going to prosecute people that supported Trump. And you hear them say it out of their own mouth, so it's not fake news. And if you post that on Facebook, it's considered fake news. Like this whole thing is it's absolutely insane. I get asked all the time. I had a buddy of mine back on 4th of July. He came up to me aside from everybody. We're at a 4th of July fireworks show. He's like, "Chris, can I ask you a question?" He said, "Doesn't it seem like the gates of hell actually have opened?" He owns his own company. He has a lot of people working for him, and he sees people. He's around people all the time. And it's like the world just all of a sudden, had just gotten beyond normal. It's not normal. It's weird. People are just acting so strange. There's a division amongst all humans and races of people. And if you look at what causes these divisions, some of the main things that I see are people that are some of the wealthiest people on earth that don't even live in America, that proudly talk about they want to destroy America. They buy the media. They pay for the Congress people, to the legislators, to legislate and pass bills, and not even living here. It's what money is so powerful. And then with everything being said and done, the governor up here, where was it, in Michigan or Minnesota? Uh, Might have been the mayor of Chicago. You were just talking about it on one of our last shows, where she had people strategically put throughout her state,
Lightfoot, that was Chicago.
trying to make room for the world new order, one world government. They're not shy about sitting there and letting you know this. That is the agenda, is having a one world. And then it's just right after you told me this, and right after I looked at it, then I started hearing. Now I got friends like on Facebook, like everybody does. My friends are all international from around the world. My friends in Australia are like, we're just now starting to go through what you're going through. I'm like, explain yourself. They did. Everything you see now, the street riots, everything that's happening here in America, they're doing that there. It's a fear tactic. You create fear. And if you create fear for such a period of time, people will, you could own them, like putty, and you mold them exactly how you want them. When I went through college, one of the things, I was a technical director, program director. You program your network for the whole day, whatever you're going to program. Well, that's what you could do. You program people's minds. You don't see Trump commercials. I wonder why they don't allow it.
Nope.
But
Nope.
you,
I don't see any, very few campaigns of Trump.
they won't allow him. It's all left wing media, and they will not allow Trump to have that. Now you see Joe Biden on there all the time. It's like, hello, can I ask a favor for you? My name is what is my name? Joe such.
Damn shit. I need your money.
Oh God, that kills me.
Because my bar is getting empty.
Yeah, Nancy needs
I need to be drinking. Bill, think straight.
the whole thing is insane. And
It
how
is insane. It's horribly insane because the way I'm looking at it, I don't see. What gets me? It's like every day, it's like something new. It's like this whole deal with him telling the vets. He never said that. It was, you want to hear some John Bolton, the guy that wrote the book that everybody was freaked out about. Everybody doesn't like him on the Republican side. John Bolton wrote a book. It's what happened on the end, what happened with Trump. And even to this day, he could have said, yeah, I heard him say that. But you know what he said? He goes, he never said that.
he never did. No,
No. And the reason why I believe that guy is this. I believe the guy only because is because of what he did. He could have thrown Trump under the bus. But instead, what he did do though is he sealed credibility for his book. That means there might be some bad things in that book that Trump did, but at the same token, Bolton took the high road and he said, no, he did not say those things. I was with him the entire day. And 10 other witnesses never heard it. And then you get this dumb woman who comes on there and she says she was on the plane. One woman, I heard him say, their Vietnam guys were losers. That war was stupid. And anybody who fought there was a loser. He never said that. Never said that. But the thing about it is you get on TikTok, all of a sudden you start seeing these veterans, these left-wing veterans getting on there going, he said it, brothers. I fought in this war. I fought in that war, trying to use the tools to tear that man down. But did you know? Here's something. Tell me if this scares you. So basically, they don't want to do the mail-in ballots. They've already had many videos of people, mailmen, tossing ballots in garbage can. We have, it's undisputable in evidence. So here's this guy came on Tucker Carlson, and he goes, I think I can predict what's going to happen. He goes, Trump is going to win in a landslide. But within days later, after counting the ballots, Joe Biden will be the winner, the clear winner. Okay? And then Hillary Clinton comes on and tells him not to give up and to hold out. Do not give up. Do not, what do they call it? Succeed from it. Don't do it. Because then, if it goes on till January, when who's ever supposed to take office, then the military can choose who the president's going to be.
Wasn't Nancy Pelosi was supposed to step in?
Yeah, but she can only do it for so long.
Right. Well, I don't think she could do it for 5 minutes.
I don't know why someone don't take her out. They all know where she lives, and there's got to be an open shot somewhere.
What I don't understand is, listen, if you're a Democrat, why don't you have better choices than what you have? Really, the guy that they have out there running it, Biden.
Chris, it's not. It does. They don't give a shit about you, me, the country. They hate Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Period. There is nothing. There is nothing. If you take Trump out of the president, he would be the best president ever. But because he's Donald Trump, the most hated man. Well, I don't say he's hated by everybody, but you know what I'm getting at.
He's only hated by people that have a reason to hate him. The only, and I'm talking politically, the only people in the political field that hate Trump are the ones that have a reason to hate him. They did something corrupt. They're going to get caught. They're going to be prosecuted. I can't believe with my own eyes, I can't remember the man's name, but he was a senator. And he didn't, they went to his door and asked him about allegations about having sex with underage kids. And he was like, what about it? I mean,
Yeah,
that was his attitude. What about it? I mean, what's wrong with that? You
there's nothing wrong with it.
know, what?
There's nothing wrong with it according to them. In California they made it what did they call that? A sexual something. I
It,
forget what it's called. Where it's allowed now
yeah.
that an older man can have sex with an 8-year-old.
You tell people that you're not your age, that you're something else. And that's the age it's based on. Just like you
I
can say,
think they're all on freaking crack.
I'm not a male and I'm not a female. I am whatever I want to call myself. And no, I don't care what you are. If you go out and you have sex with a child and you're an adult, you should be prosecuted as an adult.
It should be freaking like cut up in pieces.
Yeah.
I don't have no sympathy for idiots. I'm
Charlie, Dan-
sorry. I just
Charlie Daniels had a song called Simple Man. What we could do with them, put them out on their knees in a swamp, tie them to a stump, let the rattlers and the bugs and alligators do the rest.
that's what we need to do. I like that idea. Whoever that was, I really like that guy.
It's Charlie Daniels, Simple Man. Lying.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to post this stream to your wall right now. So
Yeah, no, talking. You were busy doing something, not focusing, and I was talking about underage sex, and you said it should be allowed. I'm like,
no,
what?
you didn't. I didn't get to finish it because yeah, you're right. I didn't get to.
I know that wasn't
I
coming.
don't. I don't believe in it. What I meant was is they're allowing it. They're making laws that say that it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't. The thing about it is I actually think there's a lot of people, a lot of militia out there, a lot of guys ready to go to war.
Yeah, I'm one.
And I'll tell you what, they're losing their patience. And when I mean they're losing their patience, they're losing their patience. They're about to ready to go. And when that happens, there's going to be a lot of people dying. Now, whether it be on either side, all I can say is this: God bless their hearts because it's going to be a massacre. Because they're not going to go in and they're not going to push people or beat people up. Did you see today that Antifa attacked a father and his 6-year-old daughter because she was at the park dressed up in like
Patriotic clothes.
oh, you saw that?
It was a couple of weeks ago. I watched it. They chased him down. A man tried to stand between stopping him. They punched him in the face.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Is I'm sorry. My personal opinion, which this is why I'm always in Facebook jail, to be like that 17-year-old. You come chasing after me and my daughter, you're going to meet the end of my gun. That's all there is to it. And I don't give a damn who you are. And you can block me on Facebook all you want, but you come after me, you better be ready to handle what you're going to get.
Yeah, I don't think we need to think twice about what my actions would be.
No.
I would have no remorse. I would have no. I'm that numb right now. I'm actually, today I was talking to a guy from work and I said, "Here, I'm going to put you in a situation. Let's say you're driving down the road, you happen to take this one road and you see a bunch of people standing in the road protesting. You can't turn around. There's nowhere for you to go but forward. Um, what would you do?
I'm not stopping. I'm not going to take
Well,
it. Beat.
that I wouldn't either. I would probably
I'd be.
kill somebody. I'd probably hit them so hard that they'd fly like frisbees through the air. But the thing about it is I would go to jail.
A plane. No, it's an Antifa guy.
I would go to jail. I'd get charged with manslaughter or whatever you want to call it.
You know, back not too many years ago, you would have got a trophy or award for it. Now it's like, you're listed as a bad guy. It's like, listen, they're the ones being the terrorist. They're the ones blocking the street and then trying to drag people out of the car and beating their property up. And
Well, I
you,
still like that one where that.
I'm going to sit there and take a chance. Listen, people don't know me, but I was attacked by a terrorist back in Nashville. I had 7 broken bones in my maximal. My sinuses were 90% crushed. My parents had to come to Nashville because they didn't know if I was going to live or die overnight. Unless you yourself were in a situation like that, you shouldn't have a right to even open your mouth and say a word against it. Because, first of all, I know what it's like being attacked by terrorists. I was attacked and almost died over this. It's even listed by the Nashville Police Department in Davidson County a domestic terrorist attack. The guy drop kicked a 1.5-year-old baby girl 10 foot through the air, 8 foot up on the wall. I watched it happen. I turned around and boom, lights out. He even broke the mother's jaw and beat up a 70-year-old man. If you're in a situation that it wasn't my fault. I mean, I'm there trying to, after church, trying to help somebody move. You know, this guy was trying to molest her 14-year-old daughter, and he was jealous because she was moving to get away from that, and I was trying to help her. Uh, if you're driving down the road and they're out there the terrorist activity, they're the terrorist. You're not the terrorist. If you go through that crowd, or they're going to come after you. You have an option. They're going to come get you, or you go through the crowd.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm gonna go through the crowd. I'm gonna go through the crowd, and like I said, I'll go to jail. I'll be charged with whatever, but I'll just wait for a lawyer to come along. Have people like you get me a GoFundMe page to pay for an attorney,
Well, they won't
and
put it.
I'll walk free after a while after this whole thing because they'll look at it like, well, I was in fear for my life. What would I have done? What would they have done to me if I would have stopped?
Don't
Well,
stand.
you don't know that.
You
They
don't
were
stand
peaceful
in a road.
protesting.
You don't stand in a road, threatening people with your problem, whatever your problem is. You know, if it's Black Lives Matter, everyone's life matters. I'm sorry about that. And you got bad cops, you got good cops. You got bad white people and you got good white people. Same with black, Spanish, anything. But you don't go beat up everybody because you got a bad apple seed. You take care of the bad apple seed. You know, I don't look at the skin color as separation, a division. You know, it's just like you when you're in war. It doesn't matter what color you are; it's what side you're on. If you're human and you're fighting for freedom.
Well, here's the deal. We need to really prepare spiritually, mentally, and physically. Because I believe I'm not going to say we're going to see a war because I'm not. I This is a big place. I believe that there's going to be areas that are going to be a war zone. I do believe that, but I don't believe it's going to be around like there's going to be an invasion. But the fact of the matter is we as a society need to really take a hard look at how things are. Um, and if you seriously don't want to take this to mind, like I have this friend of mine. I love this guy with every breath that I take. He's a Vietnam vet, and any time that I post anything on Facebook that has to do anything positive with Trump, I get a popper. You actually saw the other day. Uh, you've seen it. You were kind of in the little mix there. The guy, the guy is an incredible guy. I have no reason not to believe what he tells me. However, when someone tells me to fact check, I want their person who they're going to and getting their facts.
Yeah.
Tell me, tell me who I need to go to get the right information. And I've asked a lot of people that. Do your research, get the facts. Okay, well, what if I get the facts and the facts all prove that this is the way it is? Well, then you got the wrong facts. That's not right. And I'm sitting here going, I get what you're talking about. I, I have another friend who on Twitter the other night was sitting there bad mouthing the woman from the salon because she was reading a letter and it wasn't and and the spelling or the English, you ought to say sorry to your English teacher. I'm like, holy hell, dude, really? Really? I can't believe that you're doing the one person, these people who I respect, that I put so high on a pedestal, and they have that much hate, and yet I don't ever say anything negative. I never say anything what they say. I never go back behind them and say game over. I never do that to them, but they do it to me, and I just sit there and go, okay, I'll take it down. If it really bothers you that much, I'll take it down. Uh, but they would never do that for me. They would never listen to me. The thing about it is I understand what they're complaining about is I'm seeing a vet. I'm seeing this one guy who basically now can go to any doctor, but get the help he needs now instead of waiting in line and possibly dying from a disease. Trump did that. Obama didn't do that. Trump made that happen. But here's the point. So now there's a negative. Well, then I find out from this person that the money is not being paid to the doctors. They're not getting paid for the services of these vets. Where's that money going? Why aren't these people being paid? Does Trump know about that? And of course, Trump's going to know. It's going into his bank account. That's what they'll all say. But that's the fact of the matter is here's what I feel. I feel deep inside my heart, I love every one of my friends. And I am not going to let a political jungle come in between us. Now, if they want to choose that road, that's up to them. But the fact I don't have time, I want to do more shows. I really do. I want to do more shows. But you want to know the truth? Half the time, I'm just fed up with I don't even want to talk to nobody because I'm so fed up with this crap. Before the show, Chris and I were watching this band. It's Lexington Lab Band. Phenomenal musicians. For that brief moment, I was in my element, and it felt good to talk about. But I can't not talk about what we're talking about tonight. I have to get it out how I feel, you know. So
I go on these rants all the time. In fact, the airlines gave out these frequent flyer points. Well, I got the frequent Facebook jail points. I'm always in Facebook. I get in because I'm not going to sit there. If you're going to talk bad about the president, I don't care if it's the past president, current president, and you're going to make up lies, I'm going to correct your lies. And then if you get rude to me, I'm going to get rude back to you. It's just how it works.
you just wait till October 1st.
Okay, it's only going to get worse. But my point, what I'm telling you right now, if people can't respect people and you're going to talk to them like a piece of shit, expect to get talked to a piece of shit back. But it doesn't end there. They always get you kicked off Facebook if you sit there, and then Facebook always comes in with a fact check. I can't tell. We started setting them up on purpose. We would send facts out, and they'd come back partially true. Partially true. The video right there shows that person, whatever video it is, telling you something. Horse's mouth. And then Facebook comes in and says this is partially true, or it's just flat out fake.
Right.
It can't be partially true if you heard the person telling you that. I mean, come on. That's like me saying, Robert, it's going to be 86 degrees out there. That's partially incorrect. What is partially incorrect about that? I told you, if your statement said Chris Allen says it's going to be 86,
That's not how it works. You know that.
I know
What's
it.
wrong with you?
the people on that side, it's like God came to earth and said, this is what it is. God does the fact check. No, it's not how it is. You got your political opponent that has a lot of money tied into what they want, and they're going to do whatever they want at any cost. That's why, that's exactly why what you just said, we're close to a civil unrest, a civil war, because we as patriots are tired people coming into this country and trying to take over this country and then taking minority groups into their side and making this division upon America. This is America's soil that this war would possibly be fought on. And the people that you're pushing against the wall, we're tired of it. That's why Trump is president, because we're tired of the BS. We
Well, that's okay. So, you just hit on something that is a mind blowing deal. It's like no matter what you do, no matter how you do it, that they're always going to think that you're wrong and never right. For instance, 5 boats down in Texas sank for the Trump, the boats, all those boats. They twisted it saying, there's your Trump supporters. They'll let anybody die and drown. Nobody died. 5 boats sank. 3 of the boats were able to be saved and towed out. 2 of them are laying at the bottom of the water. And what that shows you, though, but think about Florida, okay? Think about all those boats with all Trump flags. Think about the boats in Texas, in the Gulf, and everything. Thousands of them with Trump flags. And here comes this one boat with a Biden flag on it. Okay, but you didn't see anybody attacking the Biden boat. He made it out. He didn't sink.
He went the wrong way, got lost.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd say that. But yeah, the thing about it is you see it everywhere. So I'm going to tell you something. If Biden wins this election, it's because they literally have got something up their sleeve to take away the election from Donald Trump. Because they sure the hell wouldn't put that woman or that guy in office. It's like Harris. She's got so many negativities against her right now. And then she goes and talks to that guy that got shot in the back and says, that he raped a woman, beat a child. His dad has got tons of freaking drug offenses, all this other stuff. So Harris goes there and visits, and the reporter goes, so what did you think? Oh, they're really great people. They're such great people. And I'm like, now that was a political lie right there. Seriously, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously? $14 million was raised. No, not 14. It was $8 million that was raised for the guy that shot that 5-year-old kid.
Yeah, that's insane. Who in the hell? And I'm saying that's so gentle for me to say hell because it's a lot more serious. You could shoot a child and say that guy had a right, an excuse. There's no excuse about it.
He's gonna, the thing about it is they're not gonna let him out of jail. He's going to prison. That's plain and simple. But he's gonna die there.
These people that are stupid enough to put money for somebody that shot a child, I don't give a damn what color that child was. It was a damn child that he assassinated. Mm-hmm. And you're going to put money together for that and think just because it's a race war that it should have been? This is.
I'd like to know where that money is actually going.
Well, first,
it's not going to that guy.
We don't have a race war. It's what they're trying to tell you. And those people that believe that, you can make anything out of what you want to make it out of. But what is happening is they're trying to divide our country.
Oh, no, they didn't try. They already have.
Well, that's my next point. They're doing a damn good job at doing that. Whatever happened, if you're going to make a slogan, let's make a country great again. That's great. I mean, I don't care if your enemy has a slogan like that. That's a great slogan. But
That's
if you
true.
say, let's make our country a shithole country, what did they say? Get that guy out of here. Fire him. There's nothing wrong with trying to make your country a great country. And if you're doing things to boost your economy, well, our past president did that. No, he did not do that. You know, look at the stock market today. Look at the job, other than the COVID-19, and still we're doing great in the economy wise, considering where we're at. I mean, considering where we're at with the COVID-19. The point is, everybody needs to come on one side. Like you said, you hit the nail on the head a couple of weeks back that it shouldn't be as Democratic Republican. It should be as one nation together, united, that can see the right from the wrong.
Not one world order.
Not one, no, because that's what first I thought. You're like, what are you saying now?
No, I was like, because you had to correct me on that too. It's like, no, that's not what I mean. We don't need a left. We don't need a right. We just need a government.
In the middle, right in the middle.
Yeah, we don't need that. And what we need is when a president does, give him 4 years or give him 8 years. When he's done, the new president slips into his space, takes over where he left off. And then these career politicians get 4 years or 8 years, and that's it. They're done. They lose everything.
Don't send a former president worldwide talking crap against the current president when you yourself did a terrible job. Your economy was extremely bad. The unemployment was out the roof.
Did you see what Obama did at that funeral?
Well, I know, but I'm talking about Obama going around talking trash about Trump.
Oh yeah, he can do that though. He's able to do that because he's Obama. He's the president still.
He would not be able to do that.
Well, according to him, he can do whatever the heck he wants, right?
He passed the executive elite order, which means any executive can go around and do what they want and not be prosecuted for it. Go out and rape a child. Oh, well, it's a child's fault, maybe rape him.
I think what we need to do is we need to just beat people up.
Wouldn't cost any money.
It would just beat people up. I think that would be great. What do you think?
Well, if you're on the left side, yeah, they would vote for it.
Well, the thing about it is I'm sitting here going through some mail right now.
What do we got?
Some people just angry.
Everybody's angry right now, and everybody has their own political view and opinion, which that's great. That's what we should have. We all can't think exactly alike. Some people like tuna fish, some people hate tuna fish. But the point is, at the end of the day,
I like tuna fish.
I just had tuna fish. But the point is, at the end of the day, we live in the same place. And if you're going to sit there and support people that want to terrorize and assault people, and the ones that cannot defend themselves, the children, and you're going to do things to these children, first of all, who in their right mind would have ever thought that, okay, you just gave birth to a healthy baby, boy or girl, you got 60 seconds, should we let it live or die? That shouldn't even be an option at all, ever, never. I'm not saying that if you went out and you got raped, should you be able to have an abortion or not? I don't, that's your choice. That's your opinions. I can't sit there and tell you what you should do or shouldn't. But what I can say, my opinion, this is my opinion, that if you gave birth to a child and you murder it, it's murder. It's murder. There's no way around it. It's murder. That's not even an option. And to have people sitting there fighting about that. Let's finish that equation. Get it out of the way. That's murder. Okay, next topic. Should you go around and have sex with underage children and you're an adult? That's worse than murder. I mean, that should be a capital offense right off the bat. If you're having sex with a child, you're not together normal, and you shouldn't be living in a normal society if that's what you think. Take that problem and just
you don't want to open up that can of worms with me, not at all, because
I'm being mild. If Robin was answering this as I am, your ears are still going to be ringing with what he would want to do to you, which I completely agree with that. But I'm on radio right now, and I'm trying to keep from getting kicked off radio right now, so I'm being very polite about my opinion.
we don't have to be polite.
Kill them.
Kill them all.
Kill them.
I'm telling you, what really bothers me the most about this whole thing is the fact that okay, it's so obvious what they're doing. They're not hiding anything. They're making it so transparent of what they're doing. And Trump, he's being a cool customer right now. He's being all cool and stuff. He's like, that's what makes me think that these people think that they got him. But Trump's going to come back with something. Here's something that I heard today. Well, it was kind of cool. They got I forget, $700 billion sitting around. And Trump goes, you know what? I'm going to give that to the American people. I'm going to divide that money up against all the American people. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to do an executive order. If they don't come to something soon, yeah, I'm going to give that money away to the American people. Because the Democrats want to give it to illegal aliens. The Democrats want to give it to criminals and stuff like that. They want to make sure that anybody that's here in the country gets a check, regardless. I like Trump's idea better. Don't give all the money, but give it to us real hardworking Americans. Give us the check. And he even said he's not opposed for $2,000 a month for till the end of the year. He's not even opposed to that.
It's the things that Nancy Pelosi will not allow that to pass on her side.
Yeah, but she's a crockety old bitch. Who cares?
But it's the point of what she wants. She was like, we'll approve this if you give money to the sanctuary cities, if you give money to these places that want to kill all these children. It's just everything that she's wanting the money for is like.
That she said that she's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere. Even if they try to vote her out of office, she's not going anywhere.
I beg to differ. I see her going straight to hell.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, hey, we're going to get going here. It's been great. We talked a little bit longer than we should have, but
we didn't do much. I'm an American. We're patriots. What do you expect? We love our country.
I mean, some of our shows. I mean, I remember when we did shows that were 4 hours long, and when 4 hours went by so quick, we were like, "What?"
We will be getting back into our music shows and the Chris Allen's Monster Theater show. I've actually got something coming up real soon that we're going to go out to investigate. You guys might remember several years ago on Monster Theater, we had one of our guests that came on the show that was talking about in a certain location, a family was possibly murdered by a Bigfoot. They actually went in.
What are you talking about, Chris? We're not doing Bigfoot again, are we?
Of course, you love Bigfoot. Robert loves Bigfoot just like Boy George. We're going to get out there.
I didn't dress up like Boy George like you did.
He did a Photoshop on me.
Bull crap. Don't listen to him. People, he just doesn't want to admit that he had a infatuation with Boy George.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
you
did.
want to hurt me? You wanted to beat me. But anyways, we're getting ready to do an investigation out there. We're going to bring the investigation back up because there's a mother, father, son, and daughter that was murdered. And it was something that the local police could not identify what happened to these people with their murder. And so they brought in a Bigfoot team, and we're going to come back with a new investigation onto this. And since we're real close to a certain lake that has a lot of UFO sightings, and I've been putting the feelers out, getting guests lined up to come on that show. It's something that we're preparing to get it coming up soon. As you know us with Late Night with Rob and Chris, you know us just on the podcast radio or the FM stations that we're on. But now we're doing it where you can see us, hearing us, and watching us live.
Ain't that something? Hey, let's just do a test here. We're going to share something with you guys. The name of this band is Lexington Lab Band.
You need to play ours up here too, because we got the Cabin Creek Meth Band. Play it after that.
No. That'll never see airtime. All right, so I'm going to share this with you guys. Let me know what you think. We'll be back here in just a few minutes after the song's over. All right. I guess it wasn't streaming like I wanted it to.
It was muffled on my side. I couldn't hear what it was. Something about something masturbating with a girl.
No, but we'll get it. We'll get it all worked out. We always get our bugs worked out. So to do a live stream, it's going to be kind of hard to do that.
I think
So
you had the wrong one on there. Didn't you have the Cabin Creek Meth Band?
what's that?
Didn't you have the Cabin Creek Meth Lab band on there?
No. No. So word has it that Tex is lingering around.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, he was talking to somebody where he said something about he had the cornhole virus test or something like that, where they stick that thing up in your butt. I'm like, he did what?
Yeah. Well,
I don't hear anymore. It's like, no.
well, we're gonna get him on the show. but you're gonna have to go on location this time.
I would have a cage to put him in if I was you.
uh
I would take him out on one of my Bigfoot hunts, but I'm afraid he'd breed with them.
well, I thought about what I thought about doing is sending him a GoPro with instructions on how to use it.
I could see it now.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to that world again. But anyway, he has a lot he wants to talk about what's going on in your country right now. So I think that would be funny.
I'm sure I know how he has this idea that he knows how he can cure the virus or whatever, probably with drinking.
Anyway. All right, man. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon. And you guys take care of yourself. All right.
He didn't get a chance to recognize who that band was. Look him up on the internet. They have how many videos?
174, I think. I'm gonna put a link in. I'll put a link in the description. We'll share it with you. Guaranteed the recorded version of this, I'll try to get it in there somehow.
My
All
favorite
right.
is when they did Boston. Oh my God.
Oh,
I'm a huge Boston fan, but they do everything.
after the show, I got one I want you to listen to. I don't know if I don't think you've heard this one yet, but you might have.
What's your favorite one from the band?
Hmm?
What's your favorite song from the band that they did?
Oh, Lord. There's too many. I can't tell you that. Yeah, I've actually one day when I was at work, I listened to, I don't know, like their playlist, and it was like, I bet you I listened 30 songs, and every one of those songs I liked.
Boy George?
No, that's your fantasy. Don't listen to him, folks. He's in love with Boy George. He just doesn't want to tell you.
Do you really want to hurt me?
All right. We'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.